For sure he does, because he's not a regular NHL player. He's a guy who's played games, and right now I think exactly the same as you said. In the first period, he wasn't getting to loose pucks quick. And then the other thing about his game that I see is he's hanging on to pucks way too much. He's got to move it faster and move it cleaner. And really in the first, there was about 3 or 4 of our defense that played in a similar way. And we were back on our heels a little bit, but it was much different game than the Detroit game. I know they got the lead, but I still thought, even though we didn't get shots, and I'm a big shot guy, we had a lot of action around their net, and we just missed on a lot of, we shot it wide, we shot it over the net, and then we started to get going in the game. But when you have to climb a mountain like that, 4-0, I appreciate the effort and the way the guys clawed back, but you just can't get down in this league, especially with the lineup that they had.
Mike, how has Sprong's performance in this camp measured up to your expectations of him, and where does he have the greatest need for improvement and refinement in his game?
Well, I think Sprong, for me, has been a surprise, a pleasant surprise, because he's a difference maker in a game. He goes out on the ice to make a difference. Some guys play the game, he makes a difference. And where does he have to improve? There's lots of little habits in his game. Just recovering above on the forecheck, getting in a better position in the offensive zone. He tends to get to the offensive side of the puck too quick, too often. He's got to get to the defensive side at times, especially to play at this level on a regular basis. But having said that, he is a young guy, and almost every game, every practice, I see him getting better. As an 18-year-old kid, you look at him and you say, boy, how much can he improve over the next little while? How much can he improve through this season? So he's a bright light for us on the wing. And as I said at the beginning, I just like that when he hits the ice, he tries to make a difference in the game. And he has offensive ability to do so. He just has to give myself and the coaching staff confidence that he's not going to be a defensive liability. Like a lot of young players, you always want to make sure that that's part of their game, that they understand how to play defense in the NHL.
Just your early impressions on the 3-on-3 overtime, and can you envision throughout the season going with both 3 forwards in the overtime and 2 forwards and 1 defenseman?
2 forwards and 1 D for sure. We were trying that tonight with the 3 forwards, and it happened on the change. The Kunitz took Clendening, and then we scored right away, so we didn't actually get to see it live. We're going to go with Kunitz, Kessel, and Crosby and just take a look at that and see how it was. But really, when you look at 3-on-3, having a defenseman, it's a lot of man-on-man coverage in your zone. And when you jump up ice, it's just you're jumping in numbers. So really, defense and 2 forwards, I don't know if it's going to make a big difference as long as your defense or your forwards can defend.
You've talked a little bit this preseason about limiting penalties and composure. That's Sestito business. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about? Well,
I thought that the fight against Alexei was Alexei engaged with Ryan Johansson up the ice, and then Glant came on the ice and went right after Alexei. So I didn't like that. Sestito, when he went on the ice, I just caught it out of the corner of my eye, so I'll have to look at it again to see if he initiated with Dubinsky. Obviously the refs felt that, or Dubinsky did something to him and they engaged from there. But Tommy Sestito is a physical player. He can't take the extra penalties, but you need guys that are going to stand up for his teammates. And I thought tonight, him going out there, and again, I didn't see it clear, so I'd have to look at it, but I liked that he went out and took charge of it anyway.
Mike, you called Daniel Sprong a pleasant surprise. Would Sergei Plotnikov fit into that category, and what did his performance today do?
Yeah, Sergei was a guy that I had only watched on tape from the World Championships. Talked to his coach last year. His coach was Dave King. So Dave King coached him last year, so it was good. I know Dave really well. I had a good talk about what to expect from Sergei. But he has adapted well for a guy who doesn't understand the language and everything that's going on, because we put him in penalty kill situations. And there's a lot of detail in penalty kills, a lot of language issues there. So I thought he's done a good job. His puck protection skills, he's got some size. Offensively, I really think we're going to see him get better offensively as camp goes along. But he's looked fairly comfortable so far. So it's a good sign right now, because we need wingers with that type of size. Thanks.